So I spend a lot of time encouraging people to improve their listening skills. And when I do so, I'm occasionally moved to tell this deeply personal story. It's funny. I hope you'll enjoy it. It's about a failure of my listening, which had quite extraordinary consequences. And so with some reservation, I've decided to share it here. The story is about one of the great loves of my life. I've not had many. The most wonderful human being, whose name is Nita. And I met her in Indonesia, where I was teaching English as a gap year project when I was sort of 18 or 19. And I was totally and utterly smitten with this amazing young lady. I was culturally a Christian. She was Christian, but of course in Indonesia, it was a very Islamic culture around her. And so really a lot of her values were those that you might associate with that faith. So we were together, but we had a very non-Western relationship in terms of what we did and how we spoke to each other. And one of the things that she was very keen to impress upon me is that it's not about physical looks. That's a very, very minor part of anything. Love is based on the beauty of the person, not physically, but in their soul and their spirit. It meant in a practical way that she never said anything nice about how I looked. And with my upbringing, I was sort of expecting that. And it was a little bit tough to get nothing from her on that topic. And similarly, I couldn't say that she looked nice. If I made a comment like that, she'd sort of scowl and think I was very flippant and inappropriate to make remarks like that. So we mucked along and we got on with it. And I tried, obviously, my very, very best to understand and to adapt and to accommodate those views. So fast forward, we're 2 years into the relationship. And I thought I'd bring the topic up very gently. And I said to Anita, I know it's not important, our looks, but would you mind just answering? I'm just curious, do you think I'm a handsome enough or decent looking man? I felt I needed that. And she looked at me and she said, James, I love you, even though you're ugly. And that, as you might imagine, was really not what I was expecting, not what I was hoping for, and quite hard for someone with a Western orientation to deal with. And so I moved the conversation on. That was really the end of that for a while. And I then had to privately try to deal with what I had heard. And for the next 2 years, I went on this journey of self-discovery and thinking about what that meant to me. And actually, it was rather good. I thought, well, I must be nice. I must be a good person if she loves me, even though I am ugly. And I became to be rather proud of this and take strength from it, and so on and so forth. But fast forward another 2 years. So we're now 4 years in. I found peace with the comment, and we were reflecting one day on how much we'd learned from one another. And I raised the subject again, and I said, Nita, what a journey we've been on, and what a gift you have been to me, and how much have I learned from you? I said, it's just a little sadness that for you, I mean, it'd be nice for you if you thought I was handsome, and I'm just sorry that you don't. She went, well, what makes you say that? I go, well, it's what you said. A few years ago, you said you loved me even though I was ugly. She went, oh, it's my English. It's so confusing. Even though, even if, they're so easily confused. I said, I'm sorry? What are you saying? She went, yes. I love you even if you were ugly. And I thought, oh, I can't believe it. I misunderstood you. I thought 2 years ago you were saying that you thought I was ugly and you love me nonetheless. Oh, no, she said, you're quite handsome. And so that epic misunderstanding or mishear that sent me off on this journey was actually never necessary. So, what do we take from that? It is really important when you hear something, particularly if it's a challenging thing to hear, is not to shut the conversation down because you might not have fully or correctly understood it. And it takes a little bit of bravery and it takes a bit of honesty to say, I want to hear more. And I want to, before you start getting defensive and all the hormones kick in and the judgment and all these sorts of difficult things that get in the way of just understanding, say, help me understand that more. Explain that more. I need to make sure I've really understood it. And it's difficult to be that receptive to difficult feedback or what have you, and not just to shut down. And if you are ever feeling like not asking for more and feeling like shutting down, just remember me and being told that I was loved even though I was ugly.